Apologies for any background noise in this video because yet again they are drilling outside my flat. The devil works hard, but apparently UK roadworks work harder. Hi everyone, it's Tasha and welcome to another noisy recipe video. And today, because Chinese New Year is in about 2 weeks time now, we're going to make some pineapple tarts. There are generally two popular ways of making pineapple tarts. There's the open kind where you have a disc of pastry at the bottom and a ball of pineapple jam on top. I made a long form style cook and chat video with me showing how to make those quite a while back now, a few years ago. And the other style is enclosed, so you have a ball of pineapple jam inside the pastry, and those tend to be either round or rectangle shaped. And I've done two short videos in that style. One was mahjong-style and one was bunny rabbit style, because last year was the year of the rabbit. This year's the year of the dragon, by the way, but I'm not skilled enough to make dragon shaped pineapple tarts. So I thought I would show you in more detail how to do the mahjong style, or the square style really, but I cheat and I use a mould. I may do another traditional recipe style video for the open tarts another time, maybe next year. As you can tell, I don't really do cooking chats anymore. The cooking chats, although some of them are quite popular, they felt really downer-ish and I don't really like that. So I may start to replace those style videos with actual just recipe videos. But I'm not really in a rush to do that one because you have the full recipe on my blog tashcakes.com. That video actually does show you how to make things step by step. It's just my voiceover is talking about stuff. Anyway, we're making mahjong-style shaped pineapple tarts today, which of course is the enclosed type. I actually find that type a bit easier to eat as well because you can take a bite out of it, whereas the open ones, the jam can get stuck to your teeth a bit more easily because the jam is exposed. It's all down to preference really. And yes, we usually eat pineapple tarts around Chinese New Year. Thank goodness, because although I love them, they're one of my favourite treats in the world. They take so long to make. That pineapple jam can take hours to make. Don't run away, it's super simple, honest, don't be scared. You're just going to need a bit of patience. And once you've done the time with the jam, it's all plain sailing from there. With all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. Now we can't have pineapple tarts without thick pineapple jam, and we can't have thick pineapple jam without pineapples. So what I'm going to do is going to peel, core and chop 2 big pineapples, and I'm going to speed through that now. 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 2 pineapples chopped up. Now we're going to blend these until they're a mushy pulp. That's all our lovely pineapple in the blender, let's blend it. To make the jam, I'm going to pour all of that pineapple-y goodness into a wok. Add 200 grams of caster sugar, a fresh pandan leaf which I shredded up a bit and tied in a knot, and a cinnamon stick. And we're going to turn the heat up to medium and we're going to let this bubble away. And altogether this is going to take an hour, maybe 2, depending on how hot your stove is. Medium is a bit safer because when it starts to reduce down, it will start bubbling and getting a bit chaotic. But if you can keep stirring on a hotter heat, then it will take less time to reduce down. But on a cooler heat, you can actually walk away from it every so often. Excuse me. So it just depends on how hot you are willing to cook it at and how often you have to step away from the pan. So I like to go just for a medium heat, so I can give it a stir every now and again, walk away, and then come back. But when this thickens, you'll need to continuously stir it. And like I said, it's going to take around an hour to 2 hours depending. So first we're going to reduce it down until it's quite thick and a little bit dark, and then we're going to remove our flavouring things that are inedible, so our cinnamon stick and our pandan leaf. Let's keep stirring until then. This has been simmering away for about 20 minutes now, and the pandan leaf is starting to look a little bit knackered. So now that it's a little bit darker, a bit thicker, and the pandan leaf is quite thoroughly dead, we're going to fish it out. And we're going to fish out the cinnamon stick too. Let's keep going. Apologies for the noise, we are also doing the wash. By the way, this is what happens if you don't stir it frequently. It will splatter everywhere, so up to you if you want to leave it. You'll have to deal with some mess. If you keep stirring it, then you won't get much splatter. If you don't stir it and you need to take a pause, then do bear in mind there's going to be some consequential cleanup. But if you keep stirring, no splatter, because there are no bubbles. You're just going to be here a while, so make your peace with that. On the bright side, this is thickening nicely. You can see it is starting to leave a trail of bare pan when I drag my spatula through it. We've got a few, seeds, that's the one, pineapple seeds in there. Don't worry, those will all basically disintegrate and blend in by the end of it. They're not going to be crunchy or anything, you're not going to feel them by the time we finish making our jam, so they're not a problem. Things are getting exciting. Now when we trail our spatula through it, it actually keeps its shape for a long time and it's flowing like lava. So we are getting there. Still got a little while to go. I'd say it's been, how long has it been? It's been about, it's been about an hour now, so we'll see. It may not take another full hour to do it, so it might not take 2 full hours. We will see. I've consistently stayed on a medium heat. I tried to turn it up, but it was bubbling a bit too violently, caused more splatter, and that's also kind of dangerous because if it lands on you, it's going to hurt. So do keep it to the medium heat. Do keep stirring and keep your patience. We are getting there. Oh my, things are getting incredibly jammy now. Look at how thick it is. So we're still not quite done yet, because what we want to do is aim to get it so thick that you can fold it over itself and almost so that it starts moving or trying to move as one entity around the pan. At the moment it's still quite fluid, so let's keep going. We're almost there. Check out the drag test now. That is not going anywhere. Well, it is, but incredibly slowly. Let's keep going. Now remember when I said we want it to start moving around as an entity of itself in the pan? What I mean is, if I'm gathering it into the centre, the whole thing is sliding around, so it's acting like one thing. And if we try and fold it over, it does fold. So this is about done. We don't want it any thicker, otherwise it's going to be quite tough. Let's switch the heat off, and I'm going to scrape this into a bowl to cool down. As you can see, I've scraped it in a bowl. It's super hot now, so we're going to let it cool down completely, and then we're going to chill it in the fridge for a couple of hours, and that's going to make it even firmer, so then we can roll it into balls. Now that our pineapple jam is cooled, we're going to roll it into 20 balls. I've got some vegetable oil here because it's quite sticky stuff, so I'm going to rub my hands in it. And this pineapple jam was chilled, but I actually let it come down to not quite room temperature, but a little bit cooler because it was quite solid after we took it from the fridge, a bit too solid. So now that it's nice and workable, let's roll it into 20 balls, and let's speed this up again. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. We've got 20 nice pineapple jam balls. Let's make the pastry next. I have 125 grams of cold unsalted butter, which I've chopped up. To that I'm adding 175 grams of plain flour, 2 tablespoonfuls of corn flour, 2 tablespoonfuls of custard powder, 25 grams of icing sugar, and a pinch of salt. And we're just going to bring this together with our hands, starting off with a rubbing motion for the butter and then gradually turning it into kneading when it forms a dough. Now you see, as your hands warmed the butter up, it made a nice smooth dough. And we are also going to divide this into 20 balls. Tell you what, let's divide this into half first. I just sort of rough it, and then if there either aren't enough left at the end, then I take a bit from the balls that I already have and then sort of steal from them and make new balls, or if there's more left over in the bowl, then I add them to the balls I already have. Let's speed this up again too. And we're done. Our next task is to make some pineapple dumplings, as it were. So we need to take a ball of our dough, flatten it out a bit, pop a jam sphere in the middle and close it up, just like a dumpling. Give it a good roll. Pop it on a waiting plate, and we're going to do this for all of them. Now we're ready for my favourite part, stamping them. We are almost ready to bake, so let's preheat our oven to 180 degrees C. Now this is technically a mooncake mould. It's a 30-gram size mooncake mould, but it's also the perfect shape for enclosed pineapple tarts. And here, this is in a mahjong style. We've got north, south, east and west characters. And since we have 20 balls and we've got 4 stamps, let's make 5 of each. So let's start with North Bay first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our balls. Here I have a little plain flour. I'm going to roll it in the plain flour. This will help it stop sticking to the mould. Going to pop it in the mould. pop it onto our tray, which is lined with non-stick baking parchment. Going to plunge very firmly, wait a few seconds, release, and pop it out. Isn't that beautiful? We just got to do this again and again. Let's do another one. This time we've got south. And if you don't know, it's super easy to change the stamping plate on these. You just got to unscrew the handle, unscrew the nut rather, take the little spring off, this pushes through this way, this unclips like that. Let's get rid of this now, we've done all of ourselves. And we've got yeast here, it just goes into the groove there, snap it on, pull thread through here, spring goes back on, nut goes back on, and the handle goes back on. There we go, we have yeast. These are already beautiful. Right, now it's time to bake them. Bit concerned about these two because there are some corners where the pastry, the dough was a bit thin, and you can see the pineapple jam just about peeking through. So that's never happened to me before. I'm usually quite good at doing it evenly, but it shouldn't matter too much. Let's see what happens after we bake them, and we're going to bake them for 10 to 15 minutes. Not too long, just enough to cook the outside of the dough, because the hotter it gets, the more liquidy the jam's going to become again as it heats up, and we don't want them losing their shape, so 10 to 15 minutes only, just until they go golden. Here we are, beautiful, and we didn't have a jam explosion. Let's wait for these to cool down completely because they are red hot at the moment. How cute are these? It's so adorable. Look at that golden orange jammy centre, delicious. Check these out. As you can see, they are perfect 2 bite size, maybe 1 bite size if you have a big mouth. I do have quite a big mouth, but then I don't trust myself not to choke on this because I'm quite uncoordinated. So I'm going to do it in 2 bites. In fact, I'm going to take the one I've already cut open because it will be a shame to destroy 2 perfectly nice tarts. Look at the inside of that. Cheers! 5 stars, 10 out of 10, absolutely heavenly. That buttery pastry just melts in the mouth, 100% worth the effort. So there you go, enclosed mahjong pineapple tarts. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram on tashcakes.taste and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I will see you all next time. Be good, be nice and have a good week. Oh dear, it's all kicking off outside.